Alrighty then. Hello everyone, I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian. This is the Electric Metropolis video game tour, and we're doing another episode of Fabula Ultima, the castle that would pierce the horizon, using the Fabula Ultima RPG system by Need Games. And time to see what our story continues to. In shadows deep, where worlds entwine, the Ethereal Nexus, where echoes shine. A place unseen by mortal eye, where spirits drift and shadows fly. Between the realms in twilight's gray, the Nexus forms a shifting space, where solid fades and phantoms play, and time itself begins to sway. Here lies the gauntlet, veiled in might, tool of power, dark and light. To phase through stone, to shape the shade, risk the self in shadows laid. For those who seek the Nexus core, must brave the veils and much, much more. The path is blurred, the way unclear, and whispers dance in every ear. But tread with care and mind your soul, for in this place there lies a toll. To lose oneself in ether's dance is to forget the world's expanse. The gauntlet calls with power vast, but hold it too long and breathe your last. For in the Nexus shadows cling, with each step the void does sing. So brave adventurers, heed the song. Nexus awaits, but don't stay long. Find your path and seize the light before you're lost in endless night. Thank you for the stretch redeem there, Centurion. Hello. Brave. Yeah, it's the accent, you see. It's realm for the countless realm. So you all had retreated the train that you had come by to the top of the hill, and before this great dip or dive, almost 45-degree incline downward into this purplish mist, this void. Zevin Demeril is staying behind for now to get the train set up, so she'll just catch up with you all later while she tries to make sure that the train doesn't suddenly shift forward. She might have to start rolling it back and find a good spot to lock it down and secure all the hatches and stuff. If this thing's lost, it's going to make traveling kind of difficult. She's also going to try to map around this, like if you guys want to keep going this way, trying to make sure if there's another like ley line way to go around the cave without having to go down into depths and back up again.
Yeah, because we've realized that this is a weird place, so
yeah,
having someone take the time to map it out might be a good call anyway.
So, minor point of order, your sound sounds a little messed up suddenly, Timsic. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it'll be fixed.
Any better now?
It's kind of flickering in a weird way.
Yeah, it's flickering in and out.
Hang on a second. I think I know what the issue is.
If Seven's going to be staying behind, I will give her a hug before I leave and let her know that, we'll be waiting for her further in.
Very good.
How about now?
Ah, gods in heaven, yes.
Yes, and I must turn you down slightly.
Yep, nope. How about now?
Yes.
Better.
Good. You went from kind of audible to very audible.
Booming, even.
Yep. Thank you, Focusrite Scarlet.
So, what do you all do? Or do you, is there any preparations you do before descending into the void?
I would like to. I suspect it won't be useful in there. I'm going to leave the map on the train rather than taking it with me.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, I don't think the map will be useful inside this place we're going. We already know that it's not, whatever it is not found on the map anyway. So I suspect it's leading us to a place outside of the normal world, or some alternate dimension place that is not part of the world, where it would be on the map, at least noted or something. But there's nothing. So I think leaving the map on the train will be the safest option.
Very good.
I will note that it is currently on the train. Move on.
Any special preparations by Moore Duncan?
Not for the time being, because I think last session I was able to max out my trade points and inventory. So I think I'm as prepared as I need to be.
Yeah, same with Lucius.
Pretty much the same here. I think all my stuff's currently caught up. So, yep. We are as prepped as we can be, and I think we had a rest previously, too. Let me check my journal. Yep. We even have a current camp activity bonus going.
Yep. Yeah, because we rested in that, like, if I remember correctly, I think we, like, rested in that last little town.
Well, no, the last one was one we plowed through, but before that, yes.
Right.
I will remind Seven as we're leaving to make sure to, keep an eye out from whatever may be coming up behind us along the tracks, because we may have enemies approaching.
She seems very engrossed in her work and is very unresponsive to your questions.
Okay, I'll tell Droney. Droney, please keep an eye out for enemies coming up from behind the train, okay? Give the little drone a thumbs up.
The drop awaits you. The train lays behind you.
Now, is it like a sheer drop or
45-degree
45
down
degrees.
angle. So
Okay.
it's fairly steep.
The hard, steep hike downward, right? If you're worried about it, we could, tie a rope around one another, but I personally am not. I think I'll be able to navigate it perfectly fine. But the three of you in your city clothing may have a little more trouble. Lucius?
Well, they're both in adventuring clothing. They're not wandering in the wilderness.
Oh, okay. Good. All right, well, I just look at Lucius like I expect him to take charge as usual.
Well then, onward.
I will ask each of you. Actually, I'll treat this as a group. No, I'll have each of you roll. A might being part of it, because there's a certain level of trying to make sure you don't trip and then just go down really, go faster than you mean to, or hit the ground in a weird way. The difficulty is fairly low, but there's a possibility you could blunder on your way down, especially once you start entering the mist. It gets really hard to see.
Mm-hmm.
As a creature native to the Darklands and used to living in the wilderness, could I claim a minor bonus of some kind to my roll?
I'll give you
Or
plus 2.
familiarity?
I'll give you plus
Okay.
2.
Thank you. I'll take the lead then, and try to pick out a path that everyone can follow me on.
Well, everyone's rolling their own
Own
roll,
thing.
so there's no
course,
assisting
I'm
each other
still
here.
trying to help. I understand it won't actually help them mechanically, but I'm trying.
Yeah. Just wanted to
Yes,
make sure mechanically that was clear.
Oh wow.
15's perfectly fine. That'll get you down. That should get you down. I think 7's is the low number I'm looking for.
Yup.
I don't know if it's 7 or 8, so quadruple checking.
I'm pretty sure 7 is the lowest number you need to get a success.
Well, it's the standard difficulty, 7, 10, and 13, I think.
Yeah.
Are the, low, average, and high difficulties, I think. Like that.
Yep, 7's what you need.
Unfortunately, we left 7 behind.
Ha ha ha. But
Sorry. Yeah, I know. Sorry about that.
And more Duncan.
One moment.
You just make it as well. So, you all managed to clamber your way down and not have an unceremonious descent down the path or the train tracks. Well, that's part of the problem is that once you get far away enough from the train, the ley lines go away because it only extends so far. It's enough that the train can see where it's going, and then it's like, it's just hit downward hill. Oh god! No, we got it. Start descending further and further through the darkness, mist, and all changes rather rapidly.
Oh, there we go.
People here.
Huh.
Boop, boop.
Maybe we should have asked 7 if we could borrow her little flying Archon lamp.
Into this chamber you step. You see that you descended rather quickly through an opening, or it seems you all did, into this strange space that seems mist-filled, and where the very walls shimmer with a reddish hue, as if barely existing. Whispers echoing all throughout the chamber, and weird emblems carved, carved is the wrong word. They seem to float there across the floor. And then there are these hovering stones with emblems etched upon them. You only see the way you came in. You do not see any other exit from this area.
I'm like, I thought we were outside. What is this?
Sure are weird.
As you look up into the ceiling, you see a ever-reaching expanse of the purple. Actually, it doesn't look purple now. It looks like this sort of turquoisey, greenish color.
Well, what happened to the sun and the stars and all that?
You see none of it, just the expanse.
Can I edge my way back along the way we came in until I can find my way back without going too far? Like, just see if I can find a way back to the real world.
You find yourself clambering up through the mist, and you notice that there's it looks like.
Or we just in.
Well, what was happening was you were 45 degrees going down. Then when you passed through the mist, it suddenly turned almost a steep, almost straight down. So that's why you're like, oh god, you have to kind of catch yourself. But the last few feet aren't that bad. So with a good running start, you could probably scramble up to that tilt where it goes back to 45. But you'd have to scramble right up into the mist and keep scrambling until it changed again.
I see. Well, I'll just note that that would be the way back and look and not do it yet.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave my friends behind, but I'm definitely nervous in this unusual place.
Space awaits you.
While Aether's thinking about scrambling back up out, what do Moore and Lucius do? Out of curiosity.
Saying anything, you may be muted.
Ah,
Or, seeing if any of these symbols strike a chord.
The ones on stones or the ones on the ground? Stones. I think insight's part of it.
These ones are the ones on the stones.
Yes, these ones are stones. The ones with the metallic board. Those ones seem to be floating-ish on the ground. Carved is the wrong word. They're just kind of there.
No. I'm just confirming.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess since you told us about the sky, what's the ground like?
It seems to be a misty gray, upon which your feet do pass, but you feel solidness.
Feel like dirt or stone or anything at all?
It feels flat, hard.
Okay.
Like
No,
Lucius
I want to
said.
start with the ones on.
Go ahead, Lucius.
That I didn't.
Say again. Did you cut? You might have cut out.
I didn't catch what you said because for some reason I heard Discord putting both Aether and you over each other, so I
Well,
didn't.
What was your question?
I couldn't make it.
My apologies. Please go ahead, Lucius.
Oh, you rolled. Okay. You're trying to see what the result of the roll was.
And you got an opportunity.
So, the emblems on the ground are ancient symbols of magic. They aren't used in any sorcery you're aware of, but they stand for no. Page in the right spot. Copy.
Like, I guess the question is if these are.
They are of stability, movement, transformation, preservation, revelation, mystery, force, corruption, and manifestation. Get those written out for you here.
I take it that some of these symbols are actually suffering from like a formatting issue
No,
on the map.
at all.
Okay.
They look that strange. They look exactly like that on the ground.
Okay.
And it goes from this symbol to that symbol. Stability, movement, transformation, done. These are things you believe. These are emblems that that you know as they are emblems that the Sultanate would be far more familiar with, because those are the magical forces that are known by the precursor civilizations. These are phrases that modern magic doesn't use, because your understanding of magic is a lot different than what how they foresaw it.
So this middle one is actually Revelation, and I was imagining it looked like a dot with 4 lines running through it. You know, one north-south, one east-west, one northeast to southwest, and one northwest to southeast.
Before you go too much further, you want to resolve your opportunity.
Good call.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot. They're blocking.
Oh. One that's... Is it one that...
Wrong one. It's one linked to this dungeon that ticks up.
Bad.
One linked to this dungeon.
It's one...
You're cutting in and out again.
Over the global clocks. You'll have to bring me back to the other map.
These are different from the global maps. This is specific to this dungeon.
I think he's saying he wants to use his opportunity to do something to a global clock. Is that right? Timstick, hello?
Just give him a second. I think there's a time delay.
I'd like to see them, because I might use...
Opportunity to do something.
Yeah, okay.
There's many clocks linked to each region.
Yep. Yeah, I think I'm either going to want to set back that 6 clock or that 10 clock.
How many sections do you move it?
2.
Choose your destiny.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna roll a d4 to help me decide.
To give you some advisory.
Oh, yes.
This clock is linked to the spiritual duchy problem.
Mm-hmm.
This one's linked to the whole world.
Oh, I would like to turn back the clock related to the whole world. Please and thank you.
I thought you might. Yeah, so you're moving through your adventure far faster than the forces of evil in the world are able to really check. You're actually doing a lot more. Or something set them back to your benefit. Like some other adventurer did something to mess with them while you were doing your thing. So evil can't mess with you as directly as it otherwise would like to.
As for what I said before, when Corbinian described that the floor was hard and flat, I just humorously said, like Lucius's head. That's all. It was nothing particularly fancy.
Cool. and stuff. Okay.
So you resolve the opportunity and determine that
Um,
these symbols are basically the ones on the ground are basically types of magic from an old
Well, it
system.
would have number of
Categorization, right?
Yes, I particularly recognize them as philosophical concepts, but I understand that in certain arcane circles, these refer to particular arcane disciplines. I don't know the specifics of those disciplines, mind. But I remember the table of contents in the book, and they were in this order, so because that's probably how Lucius remembers it.
Probably, yeah.
Like, he probably didn't read the book, he just probably saw the table of contents and remembers that, oh, these words are in this order in the table of contents in this book.
Right. Your character is no mage. Right.
But the wider implications are lost on me.
If I may ask them, what was Moore doing during that now? Because I can't remember what you said Moore was doing.
I don't think I had mentioned.
Would you like to do something?
Careful of GMing other players, Rune. Sometimes people are quiet because they're choosing to do nothing.
Yeah. My apologies. That's curious. I didn't want to overstep it. That's all.
I'm good for now. I'm just kind of pondering the symbols on the ground for now.
Cool.
Right. Well,
Yeah, if you'd like to look at something like any of those stones.
yeah, I was going to say once Aether's calmed down and decided she isn't going to immediately combust here, we'd go to the nearest stone to the north here, I guess, and examine it carefully, if that's all right.
This one here?
Yes, please.
Insight's part of it. You gather it's some sort of arcane symbol, but it looks far more modern. Like this was placed by somebody here.
Okay. Does it correlate? It looks like it might correlate perhaps to this middle one. Like, here, let me draw a little line here. Like, it almost looks like the symbol is very similar to that one, to me.
It may look similar to you, yeah.
I wonder if some of these stones are the modern variations of these symbols, perhaps. Do these stones look like they could be moved around?
They're floating there. You could probably manipulate them.
Yeah, I won't do anything right now, but I'm definitely contemplating that. And I'm gonna, just look at these things and see if there's any correlations.
I'm gonna go down here and investigate this symbol.
Insight's part of it.
Okay, good. Sorry, I was just making sure that I moved my stat effects.
Ooh.
This one looks like a dagger or sword. It doesn't match any sort of magical meaning. I mean, you might note something as, you know, this spell helps like fight swords or makes swords sharper. So you might draw a sword if you were being pictographic. But it in of itself isn't a magical emblem. It's just a facsimile of a blade.
Okay. What happens if I touch it?
You reach out to touch it, and you see a countless cavalcade of blades shoot out from it and pierce your hands for 30 damage.
Holy crap!
What?
As it just shreds your hands.
Ow.
Miss Duncan.
Okay, don't touch them. I got it. I'll note I'm in crisis now.
Hands probably bleeding rather profusely, and you're kind of. They look like they look really bad, but you know, you managed to pull your hands away in time before they really did some severe damage, some lasting damage.
I
Do you
will
need any-
spend 3 inventory point costs to grab a remedy.
Ooh.
Oh, I would spend it, but I'm gonna spend a trade point instead so that my inventory points remain unspent.
Ow. Oh, that
Yeah.
sucked.
I'm also eyeballing the stone I was looking at before much more warily.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Part of the potion over the wounds, and they close up, and it washes away the blood.
Ow.
Alright, I'm crazy here, but I'm going to take out my monster rib staff that I've been carrying and arrange myself in the corner carefully and try to, without touching it, tip and see if I can push lightly this one stone more towards the center of the room, gently move it a square or two out of the corner it's in.
As your staff contacts it, the symbols alight, and a cone of cold energy blasts in your direction, and you take 30 cold damage.
Ooh.
Well, that wasn't the answer then.
Okay, so here's the thing. Each of these is a different damage type.
Yeah.
And let me see, 1, 2, so there are 9 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's 9 of these. So each of these symbols on the floor is going to correspond to one of the various damage types. So if I'm gonna take a stab, we know cold. We know.
Yeah, we know there's cold, fire, wind, earth.
Well, we know this one is. What are like the Is it just like sharp damage?
No, it's
Physical.
just
Or
physical. Yeah.
physical?
And then there's also poison.
Yeah. So we know those two for sure. This one's probably bolt.
Yeah, this one up here is probably earth.
This one's probably light.
This one looks like fire over here, up in the top right.
Yep. This one is probably
Poison.
poison. This one is probably dark.
Yeah, dark.
And this
And that
one
one's
is
probably
probably air.
wind.
Yeah.
Has to be. Yeah.
Is that all? Are there 9 damage types?
Mm-hmm.
Is that? Oh yeah. Okay. 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 Yeah. Cool. I can just pull open my character sheet and look at all the damage types and work from there. Wait a minute. Wait a second. Hold on. Hang on. Oh god damn it! It's all the symbols for the damage types.
Yeah, the one in the middle has to be bold, right?
No, it's literally literally look at the affinities on your character sheet
Oh, okay. I haven't done that in a while.
under
Yeah, I see it.
under stats.
Yeah.
It's literally the
Yeah, I hadn't looked at that in a
icons
long
for
time, so
them.
yeah, it's definitely.
God damn it. Okay.
Well, if we can't touch them, though, what are we supposed to do with them? I noticed that they appear to be aligned next to one another where they balance each other out, like cold versus fire. And then over here we have physical versus wind, earth versus, is that air up there? No, that doesn't make sense.
Yes. Yeah.
Cold
Earth
and fire
versus-
look like they're appropriately altering each other, but maybe we're supposed to figure out a way to switch some of these? No.
Yeah, although there are also there are the 9 symbols. We might have to figure out which element goes with which symbol. Oh, hang on. We might have to touch them in order.
Question then is these things on the ground, how do they relate? Are we supposed to utilize them to create a spell of movement or transformation?
I'm thinking we might just have to touch the stones in a given order, and if we don't touch them in the right order, it deals damage. Because here was my question. When I determined like the meaning of the symbols on the floor, was I determining that they were explicitly meant to be read in that order, or is that just the order that I read them in?
Well, according to you, that's the order you read them in.
Okay.
But they do go right to left instead of left to right.
Correct. Their writing system of the ancients is right to left.
Okay. So my thought here
Actually,
is...
that's untrue. That's untrue. Think of it this way: if you guys came in from this door, this would be the first one, and then it would trail that way.
The order that we encountered them, basically.
Yeah.
The order that we encountered them, basically. Yeah.
But for your meta purposes, that is the order right to left. You do have the correct order in the Discord.
For meta purposes, that is the order right to left. So you do have to correct.
I sort of feel like some of these actually seem to fit their elements, though. Like, for example, earth and stability are often considered connected.
Right.
Wind and movement are often connected. Light
Dark and
preservation, right?
Dark and mystery, or dark and poison and corruption.
Right. And
Force and physical, or air, maybe.
well, air would typically be with movement. Maybe revelation and light.
Yeah, I was gonna say revelation and light seem.
Force would be physical.
Yeah. Ice could be transformation.
That's true. 'cause
Possibly.
It's also like water.
Water to ice.
Has anyone stepped on one of these symbols on the floor yet? For Binion?
Yeah, you guys have been walking past them a couple times.
Yeah, you guys have been
Okay.
walking past them a couple.
Okay, so we've walked over them and nothing's happened.
You've walked through them even because they don't match with the floor; they match with the mist, and your feet go through the mist to something solid.
Okay, cool. Okay. So we don't interact with the symbology on the floor. Cool.
As far as we can tell.
As far as we can tell, we can't directly interact with them. Okay. Well, if I had to take a stab in the dark, this is a bit of a it's not a complete guess, it's an educated guess. My thought is that we're going to have to do this in order. And if stability is first, that's most likely Earth. So I'm going to start, and if I take the damage, I take the damage. Lucius is going to touch the symbol with the rock on it.
As you reach out your hands to touch the floating rock, it glows brightly. You can feel it getting very, very heavy suddenly, and yet it floats and stays alight. You take no damage. And
Okay, yeah, that
Wait, what did you do different?
Order.
order. I touched the rock first. It's stability. It's the first one.
Yes.
Okay, good.
What about this one? What do we think that means?
Well, it's right to left. So stability, then movement.
Yeah. Well, I mean, can you move it over to the thing on the floor? Since you can touch it and move it, could you move it over to the stability pattern? Make it
Oh,
supposed
yeah.
to go there.
Can I do that?
the minute you pull on it, it just floats along with you.
Okay. I move it over to where the stability pattern is on the floor.
It glows brightly even though you let go of it, and it sinks into the mist, and then you see it kind of spinning in place.
Okay.
Neat.
Cool.
I think we're
I'm
on.
gonna investigate this one.
How do you investigate it? You're just looking at it, or?
Looking at it first, I want to see if I think it looks like movement.
Insight's part of it.
Or bolt, because bolts, electricity moves fast.
Yeah.
You think that in the ancient magical texts, when trying to translate the raw form of magic into a more understandable form, like modern magic simplifies magic to make it easier for people to cast quickly or make potions out of. So you know, as an alchemist, that air represents the breath of life and movement, essential for the transition between the physical and ethereal planes. It is the most simple form of movement.
I will grit my teeth and then try to touch it.
It glows brightly. You hear the whirl of the winds surrounding and whipping at your hair, and yet you feel no damage, and you are able to move the stone.
Okay. And I will move it over to here.
Thus, it lights up, sinks into the mist. It sinks into the mist. It lights up and spins a little bit as it floats in place.
I will mention to Lucius, since she was curious about possibly Bolt being fast. I think Bolt is obviously like manifestation, since it seems to come from nowhere. So it's probably the last one.
Yeah, it's also the one that's in the middle of the room.
That's fine. We can just go around it.
No. I'm just saying, like that would track for it being the last one.
Right. That's true.
Because it's in the middle of the room.
So what would transformation then? Are we in agreement that it's probably cold?
Yeah, I think that's the most likely thing to be it. Since both of us have moved
what I
one.
know about magic from monster magic to see if I think that's right.
Insight's part of it, for sure.
Okay.
As you consider the concept of transformation and what that means.
I got 11.
Yeah. Transformation is a thing of transformation and energy. The catalyst that drives change empowers the transition from the material to the ethereal. Cold is a stillness, not a movement. It doesn't impart energy, it takes energy.
So it's
So
probably
fire.
Bolt then.
Oh, no, fire.
Oh, right. Fire.
Because
Yeah, okay.
fire
All
burns.
right, well, I'll go touch
and-
the fire one, because I believe it's next.
You reach out to the stone, touch it, You feel your hands very, very warm. You can feel a burst of heat blowing past you and warming you from tail to foot, but you are unharmed and able to move the stone.
I was imagining tail to ear tips, but good enough. I will carefully move it over to the next section here and put it in the middle of the transformation. Thank you.
And then if transformation is fire, then preservation is probably cold.
It wouldn't be light? No, stillness, right.
Yeah, preservation and stillness. And revelation is light, whereas mystery is dark.
Right.
So, Lucius will touch the cold stone.
Touch your hands to it. It becomes agonizingly cold. You can feel your fingertips almost seem to frostbite. It feels like pain. You feel like you can't move. And then the feeling just kind of goes away. You feel cold, but just uncomfortably cold, not dying cold. And you're able to move the stone.
Like you watch his teeth are just chattering as he moves it.
I just
Sets it
give
down.
I give Lucius a glowering advantage. Say it was colder to me, and I have a natural fur coat.
Well, it was still plenty cold.
Someone's talking about it.
Ha. 7. 7 on the train.
What you doing? Talking to a droney about you?
Yeah.
No, the spies from his brother.
Oh no. Okay, then that leaves revelation, which
Are we going to continue to take turns on these, or how do we want to do it?
I guess if we want to continue taking turns, my guess was that revelation is probably light.
I concur with that. Go right ahead.
Who wants to take that one? Or I can continue moving them. I leave it to you guys.
Which one did we decide was light? Is it? I'll
Yeah.
investigate this one.
Yeah, that one's light. And we're
Alright.
pretty sure that's revelation.
I will brace myself and touch it.
It glows like the sun in the sky, like the stars in night, like a warm fire hearth, and then eventually with the light of a torch just held in your hand. For a brief moment, you can see all around you that you are in what appears to be a valley, and then it does jut back up, as if all the mist and all of this place stops to exist, and then it comes back in the beam. But you are able to move this stone.
Then I will move it over here.
Then that just leaves Aether, if you'd like to move the dark one. I figure that's
Right.
probably mystery.
As a native of the Darklands, it feels appropriate for me to approach the Dark Stone. And I will, let's see here. Yep. Carefully choose the right one, the one that looks like a creature's head with horns. Take it to the next place for mystery.
As you touch it, you feel the world of darkness edge at you. You feel at one with it. You feel a kinship with it. And you may ask me one question, and I will answer it truthfully.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Is Aether more of a person who seems like a creature? Or is she more like a creature who's really good at seeming like a person?
The division is a matter of understanding of the worlds. Any creature that could think and speak and reason, such as you, is a person, even if it takes a shape unfamiliar to the peoples of their countless realms.
Aether is comforted by this information because it's what's been keeping her up at night for a long time.
Yeah.
She brings it over here and places it where it belongs.
Actually, it should be on the top bit. That's fine.
Took your time. Now I will say to this point, Lucius does want to consider something very quick, because force and manifestation are very similar concepts. And both could, like, physical force or physical manifestation could both, like, both of them could work for either. So if I can crack one, like, if I can crack it any way, we can puzzle out the rest. So I think the question is, and I think it would be best for him to consider the physical one. Would the philosophical concept of the physical be more likened to that of force or that of physical manifestation?
Insight's definitely part of it.
Insight. Thank you. I'm going to recall.
You recall very
Oof.
little.
Hold.
I'm holding.
I would
Yep.
just argue that it seems clear to me that force and physical are related, since you move objects with, physical energy.
Yeah.
Power of muscles and whatnot.
Yeah.
Whereas lightning is manifested. Bolt is manifested from ether.
Well,
Magically or through nature, I guess.
figured it was worth a shot to make sure. Yeah. Lucius is going to touch the blade. Wait, it's
Before you do,
yeah, so,
I'm gonna come hopping up behind you, and I'm gonna take out bandages and be ready. Just to
Lucius
make you
looks
nervous.
back at yeah, Lucius. Yep, and Lucius looks back at Moore Duncan, whose hand is totally healed, but he remembers the sight of the things jutting into her hand, and he touches it.
As you touch the stone, it glows with a bright light. You feel the cold prick of steel, and it continues on through your hands, down your arms, and you pull away quickly as you take 30 damage.
Oh, god damn it. Ow, ow, ow.
Uh-oh.
Nope. Not force. Not force. And yeah, you see that, well, not a billion, not like a billion gashes over his hand. He has one very deep one on his hand that is now also bleeding profusely. Ow.
Are you in crisis, by the way?
I am exactly at my crisis.
Very good.
Do you want some a remedy?
That would be much appreciated.
I will spend a trade point and generate a remedy.
Splashes hands
Wondrous.
with the remedy, and the wounds heal up. The blood washes away.
Thank you again, Miss Duncan. Ow. Ooh, that still tingles. Ow. Well, I believe that leaves the bolt stone. Lucius is gonna go over to the bolt stone, and he's going to touch it.
Reach out to touch the stone. You feel your hair standing on end. You can feel the energy coursing through your arms, down your shoulders, into your chest. You can feel every beat of your heart. And you're able to move the stone.
Yep, gonna move it to here. Okay. Yeah, I think we can do the rest from there.
I'm gonna hop over to Lucius and just say, to be clear, I'm no trained mage either. So sorry.
Just continues shaking his hand out.
I try to bandage it as best I can.
You bandage
I mean,
healed
it's-
flesh.
I mean, yeah, it's fully healed. Yeah. You still bandage it, and now his hand is just wrapped up in gauze.
Let's try to investigate this one.
You look at this symbol.
Yeah.
Insight's part of it.
Yeah. We figured that one's corruption, which is probably poison.
Oh, we did?
Yeah. Yeah, the two that are left are corruption and manifestation.
Ah, gotcha. Well, I'll do the honors on this one since you got maimed.
I mean, you got maimed first.
Fair. I will touch this.
As you reach out to touch, as you touch the stone, you feel your mouth filling with fluid. It tastes terrible. It tastes bitter. It tastes moldy. It tastes savory, and then sweet, and then you find yourself compelled to kind of spit out what's in your mouth. And you have this weird, like, film on the inside of your mouth that's kind of unpleasant, but you do replenish your trade points, though, as you find that the bottles you used refill themselves.
Cool.
Still better than the fermented pit viper wine.
You are able to move the stone.
I'll move it over to here.
There it hovers.
Aether's gonna look at this thing that stabbed his two friends already once each, and I'll be like, well, I guess I'll join you guys in the hell of being cut to 10,000 pieces. Now, grit my teeth and imagine that that blades and manifestation are somehow connected as I reach out to touch the stone.
You reach out and touch it, and you feel the pinpricks of steel against your hands. You feel it driving just a little bit into your palm, but you find feel it blunted. Like you're feeling the manifestation of this physical nature pressing against your hand, but it isn't piercing through you. You're able to kind of, if anything, it's actually helping you hold it easier. It's actually much easier to move than any other stone. It feels more real, more physical.
Okay. Well, I'm going to bring it along the outside of the path here, so it doesn't get near the other symbols, and place it right there. I'll turn and look at the two of you and just sort of wipe my brow with my other hand. Phew.
Well, that should be all of them.
A doorway opens in the red wall ahead of you, leading into a massive green space. Trees and many peoples.
Shall we?
Indeed we shall.
Do I have to climb or anything like the way we got in from climbing down? Do we have to climb up or?
It's straight.
Okay. I'll wait for the others to join me and then walk right through.
Follows Aether into the strange wood.
Lucius shall, and his brave attendants follow.
I too shall follow. Though I can't see anything.
Should. You will soon.
Ah, soon. Oh God. Oh dear.
Here, as you walk into this glade, this forest, you see that these are all but shadows of trees and folk, the shadows of grass and flower. Everything seeming to crawl with life, giving the mimicry, the facsimile of the material world, but it is but shadow and that shifts and changes before your very eyes. You do see the shadows of people moving around, but they don't seem to be turning towards you or anything. They seem to be doing the various things one might do in a forest: gathering, wood cutting, carving, talking among each other, that sort of thing. Although some of them do, for a brief moment, look far more physical or more made of the magical energies you saw before. The flicker of coal, the flash of steel, and then it's gone in shadow. You do see there are, amidst the trees, there are these lidded paths showing that there's other places to go beyond this wood.
Okay. This seems like then this is the way to get us to other places within this area. The question is, do we want to try tackling each area as a group, or do we want to split it up?
I think we know what you vote for.
I'm fine with whatever.
Are you?
I'd like to know what more Duncan thinks of what we've taken in so far. Because I sure don't know what to make of it.
I am also curious. I'll walk to the other end of the room.
Huh.
Yeah, you
Lucius
notice.
will tap it. Yep, go ahead.
You notice that if you were to walk into this next area, this would, each of these, if you're moving from each of these screens, as it were, these places, there's a considerable distance between this area and that area. So much so that there'd be a minor travel rule involved. It's like you're walking a very long way through the forest to get to those areas down there. Same with going up that way or down that way. We're crossing from here to here. It's fine. That's just you moving a little bit in the same glade that you're already in.
Gotcha.
Neat.
Is this
Well-
shadowy portion? Sorry, go ahead. Mark.
Northwest or south, would be my question.
I was just going to ask the game master, this shadowed foresty area that we're in now, does it feel more like the Darklands forests that I know, or the ones that are more natural that I've seen when I came to find everybody the first day?
But just twisted.
Like, I know it's a shadow, it's sort of an impression of a forest, you said? But is it more like the Darkland style, or more like a regular forest?
Insight's part of it.
Okay.
That's a really good question.
It might have a bearing, I don't know, but I was curious about that. 13.
The trees and the ground, the undulations, all of it has the character of the Darkland fauna, a flora rather, I should say. But the fauna, the creatures, the people, it's too populated. Darklands aren't known for being this populated, this busy, except near settlements. Deep in the wood, people don't gather this many in the wood. So it seemed there is a sort of contradiction here where it looks like a Darklands place, but it isn't acting like a Darklands place that you've known. Perhaps this was what the Darklands was like before the sorceress, or maybe it's never been this way.
Well, I will impart that information to everybody before we make our travel decision.
Well, great. A contradiction that tells us absolutely nothing. I vote we go south.
I'll just shrug and say we can flip a coin for all I care.
South works for me.
Onward, Ben. Yep.
As you journey through the forest, between the trees and its shadows, on the grass where you can barely see your knees, perhaps something may come to you. For all the quietness, the flickering of shadows, nothing manifests before you. And you arrive here relatively unharmed, if not a little mentally distressed.
God. If only Seven was here, we actually would have gotten a discovery on that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We peer in. We see this light here.
It looks like a break in the path. It looks like there's another place beyond the forest that way.
Lucius is going to advance, and he's just gonna sort of take a look down this path, and he's not gonna walk it, but he would like to see what lies down that path.
Insight's part of it, as you're kind of looking far off in the distance to see what's off that way.
Right, because assuming that there is a path, it might actually be possible to see what's down there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Rolls. Respect. Thank you much.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
Oh my God!
That's an opportunity, but I'll let you know what you know before I tell you where you spend it. So what you see ahead at the far end, you see the shadows of a wood. And then eventually it parts and you can see the glint of glass as there is a circular chamber that is filled with mirrors. And even further still, it looks like there's more building.
All right.
You notice that the shadows do not cast unnaturally in that direction.
So it's likely a real place, as it were.
It seems more real, more manifest, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to... Normally, I'd take this opportunity to erase stuff on one of the world clocks, but knowing that we're under a time constraint in this specific place, I'm actually going to erase 2 sections on the area clock.
Okay. You're moving. You guys have been making really good time traveling around.
Yeah. And in the case of this particular roll, I would say, with such a high roll and everything, I've found us a good path to get to that glass mirror structure that won't take us too much time. Well, I think I found us a shortcut. Let's go. Whatever this strange glass structure is, it's surely important. It at the very least seems more manifest than this forest at the very least. What say you, more Duncan?
I agree.
And presumably we'll head off that a ways, and I don't know. I guess we'd assume that Aether would follow. It sounds like they're gonna be a little bit.
Yeah.
Because they have to reboot a bunch of stuff. So. Jesus.
What's the matter?
Well, I am never going to roll that good ever again. Oh god. Oh god damn it. The dice giveth and the dice taketh away. Everyone's rolling d10s right now.
You notice as you progress along the path. You get a sense the shadows behind you seem to follow after you. Now, for a bit, there's a moment of, well, they've been moving around. Sometimes they move the same way you do, sometimes they don't. So that in itself wasn't alarming. However, once you got into the chamber of mirrors, you see them manifest far more clearly, far more menacingly, and with far more hostile intent being evident. We are entering combat.
Oh, joy.
Oops, that's one wrong. Battle music. This battle music. This isn't a boss fight. You're just getting jumped. And you guys are level what again?
19. We are 1 away from 20.
I don't know why I pulled that out. Just gotta pull up the bestiary to appropriate battle. Yeah.
Oh, have we fought these things before?
You've seen creatures like this before.
Okay.
Double checking something. Shoot on you. Yeah. 10, so. For these shadows, solidify and harden into these vengeful looking creatures that seem to scream out as the chains and claws drift away from their bodies, and their eyes flash as their eternally screaming mouths wail at you.
Do they all seem to be more or less the same?
Yep.
Okay. In which case, before the fight, at the very start of the fight, I am going to make a quick assessment. I spent 5 mind points. I would like to know, its affinity towards, I forget more, Duncan. You can do light, right?
Yes. Yes, I can.
I would like to know its affinity towards light damage.
It is vulnerable to light.
Nice.
We need to check your initiatives.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a static number you roll. I think it's static. It's been a while since we actually rolled initiative, because the other times you've just kind of been
I
jumped.
think we roll.
Oh, you guys roll.
Well,
I
one
don't
person
roll.
is
You,
like,
yeah, one of you leads and the others follow that person.
and I think
Sorry.
it's now more Duncan, because I think more Duncan is the one with the special robe thing.
Yeah.
So,
I have returned apologies.
yep, just in time for us to get into combat,
Right.
because we rolled really bad on the encounter roll, so we're fighting a bunch of ghost things. But I just determined that they're weak to light, so that's gonna be a thing.
Do we have a way to exploit that?
More Duncan has light attacks. Oh, I haven't even rolled my initiatives. Don't even have to.
Yeah, because the bad guys have a static number. You guys actually roll, so you have a chance of beating them sometimes, or sometimes you'll whiff and badly.
Yep. So it's up to us who wants to go first.
Isn't that usually you?
Yeah. Yeah, usually we like to do my combo. I will rush forward.
Darting between the mirrors that line the room.
Yeah, we get a real cool like mirror sequence with a bunch of Luciuses moving around. And I am going to do a Queen's Gambit. So let me make my
Whoa.
It's 10.
Ah, it is far too agile for that, and you miss.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take that. That's not even my good stuff. That's just my little free thing. then I immediately get to do okay, yeah. Then I can do my charging cavalry. I spend 10 mind points. That becomes 54. Aether, would you like to make a free attack?
Unless more Duncan has something she'd like to do, that's fine.
That
Do we
works
know-
for me.
Do they have a thing against physical, or do we know?
We don't know.
Okay.
It's okay. I'm about to give more Duncan something to do pretty dang quick.
Well, I'll hop over and whack this one with one of my unarmed attacks.
Okay.
Then. And this is a normal attack, correct?
Correct.
Does a 12 hit?
You swing out. It almost dodges you, and you connect. But then the minute your claw gets into it, your weapon hand gets into it, it passes between its chains and keeps going. It seems to be immune to physical attacks.
Oh, darn it.
Yep. I was afraid of that.
Okay, well, I am then immediately going to use my because I did charging cavalry, I then immediately get to do crushing chariot. More Duncan, you may immediately take your turn.
Cool. I will
More
use
Duncan,
my-
light them up, please. Literally, if possible.
I will spend 30 mind points to use magic.
What?
Whoa. I'm okay. Pull me over here, you silly. Sorry, just replacing them so I have
Oh
their
my-
HP together.
Oh my god.
Cast a
And I'll
spell of
target-
Lux.
These three. Because I can only target up to 3 of them.
Da-da-da? These three?
Yeah.
What does your spell look like when you cast it? This is the first time you've cast Lux, I think. Oh no, you
Second
cast it during the
attack.
other fight, yeah. But what does your Lux spell look like? That's the part I didn't know. Because this isn't your alchemy, this is you actually casting magic.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm getting an echo from somebody.
It's off of
It's
Lucy's.
coming through
He's-
Tim's
we're
sec.
echoing.
Of course it is. Yep, give me a sec.
Sorry.
Okay, that might be better.
It should be better. It better be better. But it currently seems to be better because I don't hear myself. Well, I hear myself because I like my own voice. But other than that, no, I hear myself normally.
Oh boy, here we go.
I do not have the echo. That's good. So basically, an aura will glow around more, and she'll gather it in her hand and launch the light at each of the enemies.
They scream out and woof, it hits them, and it looks like chains just melt away before the brilliance of the light and the revelation that they are, in fact, dead. As they take 50 damage each. Oh,
Oh man.
ow. They're all in crisis, as they look like they a good chunk of them was blown away.
Magnificent.
They're not poisoned, gosh darn it. There.
Huzzah.
Wild.
Whoa, this one rushes at you and swipes at you with its furious claws. Why do you do this to me? Why? Why do you make me suffer? I don't know. It's you. Friggin' 12 to physical attack. 12 to hit.
12 hit.
12 hits. You take 15 dark damage,
Ow.
and you suffer from the enraged status, as its rage passes on to you.
What does Enrage do?
It's a status effect that reduces your dex and insight die sizes by 1.
Oof.
Oh, that's messy.
Goes back to friendlies, which defaults to Aether.
Oh, do we know about any of their other elements, or is light the only thing we know?
Light's the only thing we know.
And we know they're immune to physical. So.
Yep.
They appear to be some sort of undead or demon.
I think undead is best we can tell, because they seem to be spirits of some kind.
All right. But clearly they attack physically. So I'm going to open up by activating my transformation. That is my Greater Theriomorphosis. And I will activate Arpactida for the insight bonus, the Placophora for the defense bonus, and I will also I'll take Polypoda for the ability to gain multi-3.
Whoosh, you transform dramatically.
Yeah.
And that costs 1/3 of my current health, which was 36, so that's 12 of it. So I take 12 damage and go down to 24.
Are you in crisis currently?
That puts me in crisis.
Oh, you're still suffering from the cold damage you took earlier? Yeah.
Yep, I never got healed.
Oh.
Well, yeah, you never fell in the crisis, so I didn't bring it up.
Yeah, it's fine. And then I will use my because I have the Greater Theriomorphosis. I still have a turn after I do that.
You don't do a full Sailor Moon transform that takes like 15 minutes to do. It's like, no, I do it a lot faster.
Right.
I transform as I'm attacking or doing something. Like, you're probably transforming
yes.
as you're moving.
Now, obviously, I plan to cast a spell because they're immune to physical. The question is, do you think it's smarter for me to give them more targets to fight, or do you think it's smarter for me to just deal damage to them and hope that I affect them with something they're weak to? Because I don't have light on my elements. Give me some advice there, Lucius. What do you think? Give the enemies
what were
more
your
targets to deal with, or roll a gamble and try to deal damage with fire?
I'd say I think we want to just deal damage best we can, because I think those things are going to try and gang up on more Duncan no matter what we do.
Fair enough. I'll spend 30 magic points and a tick to cast a Ember Breath
Oh,
on the same 3 that more Duncan hit.
very good.
Yeah. And just roll that. Actually, I need to re-roll that because I forgot I have a D12 insight now. Many apologies.
So
I forgot to adjust my stats for the effect. Like I got a buff out of that transformation. So
feel free to roll a d12 because the 6 was rolled. That's the accurate number. D10
okay,
is
well I'll
supposed
just
to be.
roll a D12 and keep it. That's fine. Ooh,
Oof.
that's not good.
Which was it, the D10 or the D6 that went up?
The D10 that went up, so it actually got worse.
Oh, 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've got Fabula.
Yeah, I know. I'd like to call to my trait of a sense of belonging. I don't want to let down my friends in a time of crisis to get a reroll.
That's fair. Could you pull it onto the board for me? I can't steal it from you.
Certainly.
Very much. Oop. Which die are you re-rolling? Or can you can re-roll
both
all
of
of them in one, can't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna reroll both of them. That
Yeah.
was terrible.
Sorry, I'm so used to you guys only rolling one of them. Like, oh right, you can just re-roll both.
Man, I don't think I hit his magic defense with an 8. That is
An 8?
terrible.
An 8
Even the
does
reroll
it.
is terrible. An 8 does it?
Yeah.
Okay, then he takes 21 fire damage. Well, the 3 of them take 21 fire damage then.
21
I think you
fire,
can-
you say?
Wait, I think you can only target one creature though.
Yeah, you can only, yeah, it says one creature.
What? No, it's... Oh, I was thinking of the wrong spell. You're right. I'm sorry. I spent 10 magic points, not 30. I thought it was one of my spells that I could spend more and hit multiple creatures.
Yeah,
My
no.
mistake.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
so I would say one of the ones that hadn't gone yet,
Yeah,
but was
probably.
hit before. So up here, I guess. I don't know.
So it's still 21
Yeah.
fires. You breathe fire out to him, and it catches onto the metal and the fabric. It wails and screams and thrashes like crazy as the fire clings to it, as the magical fire clings and burns significantly and destroys it.
Okay.
It is vulnerable to fire.
Oh!
Oh, good to know. Good to know. Okay. Then that will be my turn.
Why would you unleash the light upon us? Suffer! And it rushes over to Fury Swipe more Duncan.
Oh no.
Eep.
You got their attention.
Yeep.
Oh, that hits you.
Ouch.
That is 21 dark damage.
Oof.
And you can't get enraged again because you're already enraged. Are you in crisis?
Yes.
As the Furious Swipes are leaving very noticeable scars and rending of armor. This one doesn't look. It doesn't look particularly mad at More Duncan. But it does look mad at Aether, who just took out one of its friends. Floats over. You! How dare you! Ah! And it screams with a ghastly wail as it casts the spell, Ghastly Wail.
Oh, I'm... Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have a point to learn it.
I'm attacking your majesty. Yunts. Click the wrong thing. That plus that. This and this. 16 to your magic defense.
Oh, that's going to hit me.
You
I mean,
take
I have a good magic defense, and you got me good.
26 ice damage.
Okay.
As you feel the ice crusting all over you as it screams at you, and you
Yeah, I
suffer
go
the
down.
shaken quality.
Can you go below 0 or?
No, that's
If you zero out, you drop.
Yeah, I drop.
Do you wish to surrender, or are you sacrificing yourself?
Do I have to make the choice immediately?
Yes.
I mean,
will surrender for now.
All right. So you freeze, and probably you manage to get away enough that you're not slain. So just enough to kind of get away and try to catch your breath. And for one, the wrong thing. I need for players, not the bad guys. Who cares what the bad guys can? It's not what's happening right now. There we go. So you gain 2 Fabula because you surrendered. I gave it to the wrong person. Ornon has 2 too many right now. Fix that one. Again, the wrong person. How am I friggin'... that's why. There.
give it to them 10.
Given that it froze you, actually, what's your theme currently?
I'm sorry?
What's your theme currently? for
My
your character?
theme?
Yeah,
Let's see here.
I might have already done this to you.
Yeah. You're only supposed to really have one, is that right?
Yeah.
One primary? Belonging.
Gotta do something to you. I'm not sure I want to mess with that. You have any magical items?
I do. Would you like a rundown of them?
Please.
Okay. Let's see.
Good thing you left the book on the train.
Yeah, I
Map,
left the
yeah.
map on the train, so it's safe.
Yeah, the map.
Can't lose the map. I am wearing. Where is it? I have a maid uniform. I don't know if that's magic or not, but I have one.
Yeah.
And I have a. Where's my accessory? Is it listed on a different? Oh, it's under equipment. My bad. I have the regular staff monster rib thing, which is just cool. I have the robes that I'm wearing, and I have a rough glove, which makes me immune to weakness. Accessory.
Your rough gloves are disintegrated from the frost. Like they fall apart from the ice damage.
All right then. Deleted.
All the bad guys acted. Guys,
More,
get to go.
would you like? More, would you like to do one of your things?
Yes.
Although let me quickly check something. I just want to quickly check if there might be a. I might not do my combo because I know my thing doesn't. Super. Yeah. No. There's nothing I can. Yeah, you should go.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm an idiot. I forgot my camp activity bonus, but that's fine. I'm down. I'll live with it. I could have had the damage, and I forgot. that I
Oh,
could.
thought you already used it. Shoot.
Yeah, no, I just completely forgot that I could do that. I'm sorry.
No. You still have it when if they win this fight, you'll have it later. So,
Sure.
What you folks doing?
Would you like to do one of your alchemy things, or would you like to try the Lux again, or?
I'm gonna do an alchemy thing because I don't want to get defeated. I will spend a trade point to avoid having to spend my inventory points.
Okay.
And I will use the 4d20 version.
Ooh. Desperately
have
reach into your bag.
18, 3 and 17. Um,
Could do the air damage.
I could, but I'm pretty badly in crisis. But
Yeah.
it might be best to do that anyway.
Right. Because the issue is if you heal yourself, they're just gonna get another bunch of swipes at you.
Yeah, exactly. So sure, heck with it. Every enemy on scene gets. Do we know if they're resistant to ice and or air?
We don't. But
Every enemy on
I'm
scene.
willing to bet if they're vulnerable to fire, they're probably resistant to, at the very least, like resistant to ice.
That's fair. Every enemy on scene suffers 20 air damage.
What does that look like as you start throwing this, as you start gathering your potions and bottles?
A pair of ampoules that I toss at them that create tempests at their feet.
How much damage again?
20.
20. Their chains wrap and bend and twist and kind of trap them, and they kind of thrash, and they actually end up hurting themselves doing that, as it seems they're vulnerable to air.
Hey!
Nice.
This one's destroyed. This one's destroyed. How much damage again, sorry?
2-0.
0, so 4-0 because of what happened. This last one is in crisis.
Nice.
It takes its turn. How dare you! Ah! And it charges over at you. Fury swipe at you.
Oh, this might take you out.
16 to hit you.
That does hit.
You take 17 dark damage.
Oof. I'm down.
You surrender or you sacrifice?
I'll surrender.
What magical item? Actually, you know what? I haven't picked on your theme before. What's your theme currently?
Ambition.
Your ambition, as you crawl away from the fights, it's screaming in your face. Fear overcomes you, and you flee the field rather than stand and die. Which reasonable, but This does change your theme to one of guilt. As you notice, you've left Lucius to fend for himself. I mean, he has guards, but at this point, he's in grave danger. You feel bad about that. And it's a guilt that will haunt you.
Okay.
Susavantis.
Looks around. Oh, well, it appears I've been left on my own.
Oh, I forgot. Fabula too.
I can do this. I can do this. Reaches into his bag. I think I have something for this. I think I picked this up in the last town. This usually isn't my thing, but he pulls out an elemental shard. And I will deal 10 fire damage. Just automatically deals 10 fire damage.
Huck the firebomb at it. It burns and thrashes, but continues to fight.
Cool.
Last to act. Good guys are last to act, therefore. Oh, they're still.
That's fine.
How dare you! How dare! Ah! And it rushes over to Fury Swipe you. I will note these monsters aren't very good at dealing with being in crisis. They tend to get really stupid. Although that has helped them so far. It hasn't hurt them so far, but they don't use their more powerful attack. Because they just get mad. Oh, that's probably opportunity. Friggin'
Oh, good.
19 to hit you.
Yeah, 19 hits me.
Uh-oh.
Just need to survive this hit.
I'll increase the clock by 2 as this battle between you and it becomes desperate and prolonged far more than you really want to, as it kind of toys with you, and even in its anger, it's starting to torture you. Vibius and Abrius are trying to do what they can, but it keeps floating away from them because it's too agile. So it's just, you can tell it's stalling until eventually it lashes in, laughing.
How much damage do I take?
A moment. Mr. Spider, you can't be there. Keep going. There you go. Okay, good. Sorry, it literally went down my screen. That is 17 dark damage.
Okay,
And you
I'll take it.
And you get the enraged status effect.
Okay, that is, hang on. That becomes the meaning of life, the universe, and everything. That is my new point total. Okay, I am going to second verse, same as the first. I'm gonna spend 2 inventory, whip out another fire shard, and chuck it. That's another 10 fire damage.
It screams, and it looks like it's charging at you with its last breath as it's on fire, and then it disintegrates before it gets to you. Or Duncan and Aether return at their crisis HP.
Welcome back, you two. That was a little dicey.
You're so crisis.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah,
That's one way to put it. Dicey. I counted on my armor to protect me, and it failed.
But fortunately, thanks to some quick thinking on my part, I was able to take advantage of their weakness to fire and take care of the last one.
He says as
Oh.
he's swiping through the air and gripping his weapon tightly, the rage kind of biting at everything.
Yeah, we're good. I'm not at all bitter at being left alone. I'm fine.
All right, okay.
We are fine.
All right, sir. Let's all just take a breath now. We all lived.
Huh?
I am sorry.
Just grits his teeth. Mm-hmm.
Maybe
And
we should get the tent out. That seems like a good idea, right, everyone? Please stop with the staring like you're going to kill each other. I don't think this is a very good time to do it, especially with all these creepy mirrors.
yes, I think
Good
I
idea.
think we could all use a few minutes.
As Vibius and Abrius kind of stand in the way, like bar the path between Lucius and Morris, you both look very enraged. Like, although they misinterpret that the rage in Morduncan is inward, I think. You guys have your permanent tent because of Morduncan in your party?
Yes.
Oh, you guys take the rest action. Oh, time passes. But that does mean that all your status effects go away, I think. I think that's part of rest. We gotta triple check. I'm pretty sure that's right.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that allows you to yeah. If I
All
remember.
status effects go away, and all hit points and mind points come back.
Whew, that feels good.
You can take camp actions at this point and change your bonds if you so wish. Or add to your bonds. Change or add. Mind. You'll enjoy the safety of your magical tent. It's these creepy mirrors.
Yes.
Sure. Do you pull out that horrible tasting foul wine again?
Oh, what does that? I keep forgetting what that does.
Was that more Duncan's wine? Is that right?
No.
Oh.
That's
My
Evans.
apologies.
But you all have it in your inventory because you've learned about
Yeah, it's
the
an
drink.
inventory item that we can use. It cures dazed, but it doesn't matter. We're recovering all our things anyway.
I think I'd like to take the same camp activity I had before, only hopefully remember to use it next time.
Daydream again, basically.
Yeah. But I'm daydreaming about a brighter end to this so far horrible journey. that we can come through this and be closer and stronger than ever. And
I will tell you in your daydream that despite the terrifying surroundings, that feels more possible. Despite everything, that feels very possible.
right. I'm going to end up actually adding a bond of admiration for Lucius because he stood strong where the rest of us failed in that battle. And granted, he had the aid of his guards, and he wasn't targeted as directly as we were, but he didn't falter. He didn't run away when he could have.
He didn't abandon you guys to your fate.
He
Like, I'm
didn't
running for
abandon
this.
us.
This is your problem.
He definitely stayed, and that's an additional bond that I've gained towards Lucius that I will
That's like level 2 now, I
hold
think.
private. It's level 3 now.
Oh wow, yeah. You have a lot of
Oh
bonds.
wow.
Question.
Yeah.
Where are the camp activity descriptions again? Sorry.
They're in the playtest materials for June 3rd. And in the previous ones as well. They've had them for
Where's the June 3rd playtest materials?
Could be. It's pinned actually. I actually have the pages pinned.
Perfect.
I found it was easier just to put them on the thing, so we can.
Yeah,
reference
definitely
them
nice to have it pinned.
Dark Lord Baffo. Still pinned in there. It's relevant. He's the major reason you're doing all of this, so he doesn't become a thing.
Yep.
Not want to fight. You do not want me to make Dark Lord Baffo a character sheet. Or monster sheet, more accurate. NPCs don't get character sheets. They get monster sheets. They have special rules how they're built.
I will sleep soundly. Should have remembered to use it, but
I will do exploration to see if I can't get some of my inventory points back.
So you're gonna wander around the creepy forest and the creepy mirrors. Go ahead.
Look, he's a little frustrated with the rest of the party right now. He needs to
Go for a
step
walk.
away. He needs to go for a walk and cool off. So that's gonna be a I have to roll a d6.
Yep.
To see what I get. Please don't roll a 1. Please don't roll a 1. Please don't roll a 1. 3. So I.
Oh, you find some useful
Oh.
items for your inventory points.
Useful. Yep. Cool. I am at 5 out of 6 inventory points now.
Find the remnants of other adventurers who have delved into this place. Cover what they lost. Given how powerful these things were, you think adventurers any weaker than you wouldn't have had a chance.
Yeah.
Like if they got lucky and got this far, and then they got attacked, that would be the end for them. Like most adventurers wouldn't be able to fight this. You guys just happen to be just powerful enough to fight like that.
Cool. Additionally, as it stands right now, I am going to add a bond of mistrust for More Duncan, I am sorry. Which makes things very complicated because he has both a bond of admiration and a bond of mistrust.
It's a level 2 bond still, so there's that.
He is conflicted.
You're conflicted. I mean, you are. Never mind. Shut up.
that's fair. Moore will add a pairing of bond of inferiority with regard to Lucius, because Lucius stayed and fought. And Moore feels guilty about that.
Rest goes by. Feel that the world before you feels like it's days and days, if not weeks away. One wonders what happened to Zevin, or if she can even find you, or frankly, if you can find your way back. For now, you still recall the way back. For now. There is a way, there is a variety of mirrors in your area when you step out and put away your magic tent.
Okay, well,
We also have a passage beyond, correct? We can't just leave this area and move on?
Possibly.
I think before that, quite likely that the direct path forward is not the most obvious path forward might not necessarily be the correct one. We seem to be in a hall of mirrors and illusions. So if our previous experiences have taught us anything, it's not to trust what's right in front of us.
So you're saying you're a mimic?
No.
I just
What?
give you a wink.
No. Uh,
It was a joke.
so I say we should try
It's a
and
mimic.
puzzle out the proper path through this maze of mirrors.
Okay, I will look around and see if the mirrors are arrayed in some sort of pattern. Does it look like you're supposed to walk through them through a certain roundabout passageway to pass by all of them, or anything like that? Or
It would not
any
seem.
rhyme or reason?
It wouldn't seem so. No, you see various reflections of yourself, and as you look around and of each other, but you see, I mean, one tends to look at one's reflection more often than not. If nothing else, as a frame of reference. And you see in one of the images, you, Lucius, and more. But you also see a bunch of other creatures like yourself around you, like little ones kind of at your side. You see yourself in a brilliant, perfectly tailored bit of armor, and you see an Aether full of confidence and brimming with mastery of herself and the world around. Otherwise, though, the mirrors just seem to be, they do seem like, look like they might move, like you could turn them to face certain directions, but yeah, there's nothing blocking you from going from one end of the room to the other. There's kind of positioned, all the walls are layered in these mirrors, and then there's various mirrors kind of dotted across the room.
Well, that last one made me feel very uncomfortable because I don't measure up. But I'll point this out to everyone and say, I think these are showing us some possible other versions of ourselves in the future or something, or just other versions of ourselves. I don't know.
Most fascinating. Well, if best we can tell, this is all there is here. Perhaps we should continue onward. Perhaps the most direct path is the one forward.
Sometimes a distraction is just something to make you waste your time.
Apt.
More? What do you think?
I defer to the two of you for now.
All right, I suppose we continue onward.
I'll just shrug and say I'm fine with that. Lead on, sir.
And we head into the next area.
I take out the back where I can protect more from anything attacking from behind.
You walk and you walk. You walk down a long path, and it curves and twists. It rises and falls. And amidst the shadows and various mirrors that line this path, you see yourselves repeated again and again, flickering facsimile. And among the many mirrors, perhaps beyond them, or perhaps even in your own heart, hear an echoing voice. Face what you fear. Truth is your weapon. Illusion crumbles before acceptance. Find yourselves back where you started.
Oh, awesome. Oh, what did you say that the mirror, like when we look at ourselves in the mirrors here, what do we look like?
You look at yourself in the mirror?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does
As
this
you-
mirror make me look fat?
Yes. No. You see yourself and the various other party members, but you see in your hand a spear of such a magical power and of such fine craftsmanship, you believe you could slay even the great arcana spirits that dwell in the world. You see yourself dressed in the armor of an imperator, and you see a grand army in the shadows flickering in and out. Brenius and Vibius dressed as centurions, ready to lead the armies behind you. When you turn to look, there's nothing there, but those that you know.
Right.
And Brenius and Vibius kind of look at you a little alarmed because they look at the reflection and look back at you.
I wonder. Lucius makes like a motion like to himself. Like it does does the me in the mirror my motions?
Yes.
I go to take off the like non-existent armor.
Willpower's part of it.
Awesome. Awesome. This is what I was expecting. I'll do insight willpower. Come on. That's an 11.
As you pull off the armor, you're reaching out an armor that isn't there. Like, you have armor, but it's not the one your reflection's wearing. It's a lot bigger and heavier.
Yeah, right. That's what I figured.
And as you reach at it, your reflection looks irritated and at first irritated that you're doing it, and then as you're starting it, and you almost stop because you start feeling the irritation, like you're mirroring it. But then you continue on, you push through, and you see a face of fear, and then the last thing you see of his face, you hear the words, "But I wanted to make him proud." And then the mirror shatters as he says that. Every reflection of Lucius Evangelist in the room vanishes. He is not reflected in any mirror now.
Ooh, and I like to think that as that mirror shatters, the mirror version of Lucius drops the ornate spear it was holding, and at that exact moment, Lucius also drops his. And just sort of takes a step back.
Just the sheer shock, I imagine.
Yeah.
So the mirrors are still there, but the images within them are gone.
The image of Lucius is gone. Aether and the Aether and Morducken are still reflected in the various mirrors.
Got it. I'm gonna hop over and ask you, what did you do? I didn't see that very clearly.
What? What?
Can you explain just what happened?
And he scrambles and picks up the spear. I saw myself wearing resplendent armor, a magical spear in my hand, and I saw all the great things that I know I can do, but something felt wrong about it. Like I wasn't quite there yet, not quite ready. And especially considering what we heard going through that corridor, I had the distinct impression that the correct answer would be to toss aside the things that the reflection was offering me. As much as I would love to have it. And it did not seem to like that much, but pushing through, it seems to be what it wanted. So I suppose the answer is, and he looks between the two of you, I can't believe that I, of all people, am about to say this, but be humble. Huh. Like, he looked like that physically hurt him to say.
Vibius and Abrinius both look, and they just kind of look at him like he said, I'll drink salt water. Like it's just such a foreign concept in Coriacellum to think like that.
Exactly.
I
Like,
think
yeah.
I think I understand where you're coming from, though. It's better to earn your achievements yourself than have them handed to you.
I'll just nod along.
Look over at the mirror.
You look to a mirror. Oh, that's interesting. More Duncan, you look into a mirror and you see yourself as you are. You see Lucius Avantis and Aether and Imbrinius and Vibius clutch at their chests and crumple to their knees, silently screaming, reaching out to you as you stand there ignoring their suffering. And the reflection that looks back at you reaches into her bag a little bit, and you see that motion that you do when your bag's empty. You run out of inventory points and trade points. You kind of feel around in your magic bag that there's nothing there, and she just stares at you as she's in utter hopelessness, a state of surrender. Like there's nothing more she can do. You even find yourself kind of reaching into your bag, what's weird is that you feel stuff in your bag because you have a mostly a lot of inventory points and a few trade points. So I imagine you're hitting stuff if you reach in.
Yeah. Do the others look wounded in the reflection?
Oh, I apologize. I take that back. Lucius Avantis and Brinius and Vibius are not in the reflection. I forgot. He's broken his mirror.
Oh.
So you only see Aether behind you screaming. Well, silently screaming. But go on. I interrupted.
Well, at least she doesn't have to worry about leaving me behind again.
Oh, this might be incorrect, but I'm gonna give it a try and cast heal on either.
You spend the 10 mana points. Willpower is part of it. I'm giving you +2 because you're using a non-offensive spell. There's no check normally, so either you can cast it or you can't. This is to make sure you actually bother to cast it, like you think that's even worth trying.
Going to do double willpower.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
You cast the healing spell at the mirror rather than at the real Aether behind you, and the spell hits the mirror and the glass shatters, and you see Aether rise to her feet, and you see yourself vanish as the glass falls away. More Duncan is no longer reflected in any of the mirrors. Only Aether is reflected.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk around and pick one of these mirrors at random. I'd like to start at the one that had the little creatures around her.
You go to that mirror, but you see that by the time you return, everything has changed. Okay. You see them all lying on the ground. You see yourself in a twisted mutation of yourself, exhausted and burned and frozen in parts all across your body. And you see something there that when you walk up to it and it looks to you, you see something that is far more monster and beast than any person, and that perhaps they've transformed one too many times and have lost themselves. But in this brief reflection through this mirror, you see that flicker that is not some other creature, that is you. Whether you're the one that caused all that devastation or it tried to fight whatever was there, you don't know. You weren't present for whatever happened in this reflection.
Is there since I can communicate with beasts naturally due to my ritualism abilities as a mutant and a chimerist, can I understand any sense of emotion from this bestial version of me? Is she in fear? Is she in anger? Is she in some state that I might discern?
I'd say insight's part of it. I'll give you +2. 1, because you can speak with beasts, but 2, it is you. Like, you know what you look like even when you transform.
Sure. 19.
Your reflection looks like a person who feels doomed. It is a face of despair. They whatever they tried to do, they failed, and there's nothing they except wait to be destroyed or lose their sanity, whichever happens first, Frank. And it's just can't even be mad about it. It's just kind of looking back at you through the mirror, not measuring up to what you are.
Right. I believe that's the illusion, that it's, trying to convince me that I could be doomed one day. Whereas I believe as long as there is still life and breath, there is still hope. And I would like to impart that to my mirror image somehow.
Willpower's part of it.
Right? I have a question about something unusual. The target of the spell Clones of Light is special. I would ordinarily assume that's self special, create 3 clones of self. But since the mirror image is also a self, could I create clones of light in the image?
Yeah, you can actually.
To help her.
Yeah.
Then I'm thinking I will impart hope to her by creating clones of light to aid her in her time of need, so that she's not alone anymore and understands that she can still persevere.
I'll give you +2 to your roll.
Okay. Looks like a 10.
You cast the spell Clones of Light. Like you chant the words "Clones of Light" as you're summoning them around you, which, Lucy's and more have seen you do it before. And normally but you would be like flourishing in a way to make yourself extend in multiple parts. But instead, right, you make the motion to do it, but you notice you're trying to get the thing in the mirror to understand, do what I'm doing. Like, just do it. And the other does it, and you stop short. Because you realize it needs to say it, not you. Otherwise, you'll cast the spell by accident, and then you'll clone, and that defeats what you're doing. It casts it, you hear in your soul, you hear a growl, this inhuman growl, this mutant growl, that in beast speak is Clones of Light, and you see it, you see the clones appear around it, and they all suddenly spring out from frame, lashing out at whatever it was that caused this devastation, and the mirror shatters.
Excellent.
Your reflection is no longer present in any mirrors. Nothing is reflected here. all but shadow and illusion.
I'll walk back over to the group and say, I think I found a way.
I hate these stupid ruins, says Imbrinius. I hate every one of them. All creepy and cryptic. When can we just stab a boar? Miss stabbing boars.
So I guess the real question now is, should we consider continuing on, and perhaps now it won't be a shadowed illusionary path that just brings us back in a circle? Or should we try to go back?
I think we should probably try to continue forward.
All right, I'm fine with that.
I agree.
I'll look at more tellingly, like I'm concerned with guarding her. And I'll say, same orders before then. I'll be at the back.
Sure.
All right.
Into the path you all walk.
Yes.
Much time passes. Hopefully, have enough to get home.
I see that. Yes.
So, that will be it in all for now. As you delve deeper into the place upon which we're likely to find what is hidden in this whispering ruin. And perhaps through this, you will learn far more about yourselves than you ever thought you could. For everyone watching, I thank you very much for watching. For those of you playing, thank you very much for playing. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
So long.
So long, farewell. No, we're not doing an outro song.
I don't think I remember all the words. Yeah. That was intense.
You guys were really close to a party wipe. I was like, I mean, it would have been a party surrender, which I was like, ooh, you guys haven't had that in a while.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Just
They
bad
totally
luck. Just bad
targeted
luck.
us down one by one, and I totally forgot a resource I had available that would have stopped me from going out. So I'll take that one on me. That was my fault. I apologize, everyone.
Nah, it
All good.
happens.
No, we
You got
some
Fabula
good-
out of
no,
it, so there's that.
and we got
I
some,
guess.
and we got some. Honestly, we got some good role play out of that.
Sure. Still, if I had not dropped, I think we could have prevailed. My apologies.
I mean, we did prevail.
Ultimately, yeah.